President Obama patting himself on the back in the campaign trail for Hillary Clinton earlier today, taking credit for this great booming economy. This as the race for the White House is tightening up. The latest polls show Hillary Clinton with a slim 5-point lead over Donald Trump in the state of Pennsylvania. 5.9 Real Clear Politics used to be almost double that. President Obama's approval rating, though, could be a key factor. It continues to soar, in fact, hitting an all-time high of 58%, according to the Washington Post. This is last year's economic trends, including household income, poverty levels, and those covered by health care showed significant improvements compared to 2014. And breaking just now, the Clinton campaign, an aide is saying that Hillary Clinton will resume campaigning on Thursday after her bout with pneumonia. Joining me to help break it all down, Siegfried, Boris, Epshteyn, and Blake Rutherford. Blake, you're the Democrat on the panel. That Census Bureau report was really great news for the campaign, and I would suspect that the party will go with it, but despite those big increases year over year, you're still talking like 43 million people living in poverty, and you're still talking about massive disparities in income inequality and things like that.
Well, I think you have to look at where we were and where we're going. And I think in the clip, Charles, that you played earlier, certainly the accomplishments of the Obama administration are not to be disregarded in the context of this political campaign. It's going to matter a great deal that the president has a 58% approval rating, that he's endorsed Hillary Clinton, that he's out campaigning for Hillary Clinton in my home state of Pennsylvania, where, quite frankly, without it, Donald Trump can't win this election. So I think we have to come back to the value of a popular president, a record of achievement that is very clearly articulated by the best campaigner we've ever seen. So I think that's what we're talking about, and we're talking about the relationship that Barack Obama's popularity has on the presidential race and what it means for Hillary Clinton. I think we're going to see in Pennsylvania it's going to mean a lot.
So Boris, what does it mean? What does Barack Obama, could he be the secret weapon? Could he be a difference maker?
Well, first of all, that was all wrong. Incomes from 2000 are down by 2.2%.
Well, would you go from 2000, would you start from President Obama's term?
If you look at President Obama's term...
Because 2000 encompasses Republicans and Democrats.
Well, if you look, because you want to look at a long-term trend. Since his term, we have not had 3% GDP growth. This is the worst recovery we've had since the Great Depression. In terms of poverty, there have been about almost 700,000 more African Americans in poverty now than in 2008. About 1.1 Hispanic Americans more in poverty now than 2008. Median wages are falling. Median income is falling. So President Obama, of course, will tell you the numbers he wants to see. And listen, as far as being the best campaigner of all time, I think Ronald Reagan would have a pretty good argument about that.
He's good, though. You got to admit, he is good. He's charismatic. He was elected twice. In fact, last time, against what I thought were incredible odds, because the economy, in my mind, was worse. The last time he went, he was trying to get...
Yeah, but he was an incumbent last time, right? He was an incumbent, and in 2008, when that economy, once Lehman went, we could have had...
Well, 2008 was easy. 2008 was easy. Right. There's no doubt about that. And that brings us to this year, because, the economy these numbers suggest the economy turned last year. These are the same census numbers that the Republicans use when they talk about poverty, the same numbers you were using on poverty side. They'll say, well, poverty went down for every single category in the last year, and Hillary's going to argue, keep me in, I can keep the momentum going. If the counter-argument would be, hey, if you like these numbers, they're terrible in the greater scheme of things.
Well, Hillary Clinton has never excited anybody in the electorate. So let's be clear about that. What is happening with Barack Obama, he's gone into Philly for one specific reason, to get as many voters out on Election Day as possible. You saw the excitement. He can bring a crowd out. He's very good. Same with Joe Biden and Michelle Obama. They're going to come out because what right now has to happen is Donald Trump not only needs to win every single Romney state, he needs to win Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Florida, just to get to 273 electoral votes. If he doesn't run the table on those, he's not going to be president of the United States.
Well, the good news for Donald Trump is that he's got momentum in every one of those states, and they're all within striking distance, Boris.
And you look at North Carolina, Virginia is within about 5 points. There's a lot of states out there
field offices
that are now open. It's not about the field offices.
It is.
Don't interrupt me, but I interrupt you.
I'm sorry.
It's not about the field offices. It's about how many doors are being knocked on. That field office model failed in 2012, actually, for the RNC. It's recognized.
And it's worked in 2008,
we have more. Well, you can run the 2008 election if you want. But I'm on a campaign. I'm actually answering campaign questions.
You feel pretty good about the momentum that Donald Trump has right now. I mean, you have to, because he is gaining in all the swing states.
Listen,
you don't think Virginia's out of reach?
100% not. Listen, just a couple of weeks ago, people said North Carolina was out of reach. We were out by 3 points in North Carolina. Look at North Carolina, Nevada, Iowa,
Real quick,
Wisconsin,
let me give Blake the last word here. Blake, You know, Hillary Clinton, to Evan's point, really doesn't excite anyone. You know, and maybe she can use these numbers and piggyback off of Barack Obama, but she's got an uphill battle with respect to the kind of charisma that it might take to pull this thing off.
I'm not sure that I would agree that she has an uphill battle. This is about electoral math. This is very much about what states Hillary Clinton's going to compete and win in versus what Donald Trump simply hasn't been able to do, which is get momentum in a state like Pennsylvania where he's going to have to win this election. And it's folly to believe that not having a ground game isn't going to matter.
Well,
it's folly to believe that winning this election on Twitter isn't going to matter.
Blake's
Barack
absolutely
Obama
right.
coming into Philadelphia.
Guys, the bottom line, though, Blake, is that Donald Trump does have momentum in those states, and the kind of ground that he's covered in just the last 3 or 4 weeks, if I'm the Democrats, I wouldn't be just sipping my tea right now and waiting for Victory Day. All right, let's leave it there, guys.